What would you like to pull out of you? Yeah. Okay. Good luck. What are you doing here, me?
Good morning. It is Sunday, August 24th, and we're about 5 weeks out from the 50-mile ultra marathon. And today we have a 22-mile training run on the schedule. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I'm so sorry. I actually had kind of a little bit of an injury. I somehow hurt my neck, not even in a cool way. I think I just turned the wrong way, and then she completely locked up for like 2 days. I had to take 2 full rest days off from any activity. I kind of just sat around and tried to rehab my neck a little bit. I couldn't even turn my head. So I had a couple of lower mileage weeks, but honestly, I think that was kind of a good rest for me. And after the 2 full rest days that I had off, my legs felt really fresh. So that was probably much needed. It was almost like a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying? The next 4 weeks is really kind of crunch time because we have increased mileage, over 40 miles a week, I believe, and then we taper for 2 weeks. Really trying to lock in right now. I'm just filling my pack. We're going to use my Nathan pack that I got at Walmart and bladder that goes with it. I think we have 1.5 liters of water. And my plan is to be out on my feet running for about 4.5 to 5 hours today. Just get some nice long duration time on my feet. I have 2 11-mile loops planned, stopping to refuel at my house. So I've got my bladder in there, and this flask doesn't quite fit in this pocket, so I like to just take the little rubber band thing and just, that keeps it from flopping around. A serving of instant mashed potatoes is about 110 calories. There's also some sodium in there, so that'll be part of my electrolyte intake. And where's this gonna go? Because my phone's gonna go in here. In here's fine. In there, and then I have an energy cookie, which I made yesterday. It has coconut oil, peanut butter, a little bit of protein powder, oats, and a little bit of salt sprinkled on. So, like, we're really getting the salt intake today. It might be almost too much, I don't know. Oh, and I just realized I have some backup nerds in here that apparently were left from last time I ran, so that might come in handy. Squirrel's nut butter, just in case there's some chafage. I've already Vaselined my feet, as you saw. That really helps prevent blisters for me. And the only other areas I usually get chafing is like between my thighs and then like here, and sometimes my pack on my neck. So some SPF chapstick. I also have sunscreen in here in case I need to like reapply. Seems like a lot, but I like to be prepared. I obviously prepared all of my snacks for the run today, yesterday, as well as my meals for the week. So typically on Sunday, if I don't have a super long run, I like to do all my meal prep for the week. I like to do all my laundry, sheets, clean the house, whatever, run errands, just so that I'm like set up for my work week. But I did all that yesterday so that I wouldn't have to worry about it today, because after 22 miles, I can imagine that I'm not going to be motivated to do much else. So some people might see that as like being a little like type A, or like, you know, how do you do all that? Like, you must just really like have your shit together. I don't. It's really because I'm lazy that I do so much prep. If I don't prep, then that means I have to do more stuff during the week, or like during the day of my long run, and I don't want to do that. I'm lazy. So I just made sure that I had everything prepped yesterday so that after my run today I can just chill. So I think we're all packed up now, and just going to take one final pee. We're going to head out into the wilderness. Goodbye. I'll see you later. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That was a good luck burp. Protect the house. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. Looks pretty good.
It's only the first coat, so you can start and stop wherever you want. Second coat matters.
Cruising along at an 11:30 pace. Kind of breezy today. That's better. A little less breezy. I was just thinking, I've been running for well over a decade. Not these distances, but technology has advanced so quickly. I remember back in the day, you know, finding an 11-mile loop, I would have to have a road in mind, and then I would take my car and put the trip meter on and drive and see if that added up to 11 miles. I do use this website called onthegomap.com, and it's been helpful just to map out my routes and whether I want to take trail or road. So that's been super helpful. Thinking about how long I have been running and just slowly ramping up the distance of the races over the years, I think it's pretty cool now that, you know, ultra running is really like a pretty up and coming sport, I would say. And I think people who start their running journey now can see that a lot of people are doing these distances, so they can kind of ramp up pretty quickly, you know, try out those longer distances, which I think is really cool on one hand. On the other hand, some of us that have been running for a long period, like over a decade now, not so much ultra distances, but I feel like I have enough experience under my belt being on my own 2 feet, where a lot of like the technical stuff, like the fueling, the drinking, the recovery, the stretching, some of the stability work, and all of that background work that happens, you know, to make you successful in running. I feel like I've got that down pretty well, but I've never pushed myself to do 50 miles. So it's going to be interesting to see how far that stuff carries me in this kind of distance. And as always, I'm sure I will learn something. After I'll learn my lesson, whatever lesson the race wants to give me. But I tell you, it's a beautiful day. It's nice to be out. And, I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. Long story short, I'm just happy to be here, pushing the limits of my mind and of my body. Maybe ultra runners are like the pioneers of the limit of the human spirit and the human body. I don't know. It's getting deep. It's getting deep for a Sunday. I'm gonna keep on trucking, and I'll check in every 5.5 miles or so. One foot in front of the other, ticking those miles off the clock. All right, 5.5 miles. The miles are ticking away, not bad. Just taking it easy, nice and slow. 12 to 13 minute mile pace. Gonna slam some instant mashed potatoes and carry on. We're about halfway done with the first loop, so starting to get a little warm, but that's okay. Plenty of fluids, plenty of snacks. Well, let's fucking go. About 8 miles. Just having one of the cookies I made. It's a little dry, but like an hour and 42 minutes in. It's going faster in my mind than it is on my watch. Like, I feel like the miles are just ticking by. I'm on the river walk right now, and the water's been super low. Still pretty though. Okay, sorry. I already stopped at home. It was kind of fast and furious. Reapplied sunscreen because I'm trying to be really good about doing that. Refilled this front flask with water. I still have quite a bit of water left in my water bladder. And I had a little bit more mashed potatoes, some nerds, some more water. Whew. Starting to chafe right here, so I just put some nut butter where my pack hits my neck. And now I'm just doing that loop again, except the opposite direction. See you in another 5 miles. Okay, we are 16.5 miles in, 3 hours, 25 minutes. Plugging away on the way out to my turnaround spot. Most of it will be trail on the way back. So honestly, cannot complain. Even though it's hot, the breeze is really cutting down on like me being overheated. I can feel my hips fatiguing and my feet a little bit. I have kind of a toenail situation on the right big toe. That's been kind of wonky since my marathon earlier this year. But otherwise, doing pretty good. Just trying to continually, every 30 minutes or so, just take a little bit of something in now. Kind of my strategy going into the race is, you know, the first few miles where I'm feeling pretty decent, I'm just going to try to get as much fuel and hydration in as I can. And then as I start kind of feeling shittier, like it starts going ass, the last, you know, couple loops or so, just every 30 minutes or so, just like sip, and then whatever I can get in for fuel, just a constant flow of something. That's my strategy anyway. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but I don't know what I'm doing. So coming up on the 17-mile mark, and then we've just got 5 more to go. I got to see Char in town. I should have recorded that. Sorry, he was at the car wash. So that was a nice little morale booster. And then he was like, I have a surprise for you when you get home. Well, what the hell? Now I have to friggin' haul ass to finish this so I can get home and see what the surprise is. All right, we're going. I will see you at the end. I'll check in for a little recap. Okay, so we made it home. 22.35 miles in 4 hours and 41 minutes exactly at a 12:34 pace. I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I started to get hungry when there was like 4 miles left, so probably not fueling enough. I'll figure that out next time I do a long run. But I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna shower, and then I'm just gonna collapse. Okay, hi, sorry, it's me. I'm back again. Final part of the video. I did weigh myself when I got back from the run. I lost 3.3 pounds on my run. And you know how Char had a surprise for me when I got home? So he's starting to build off of the other garden so that we have more garden space next year. So that's awesome. This is the last you're gonna see of me, I promise. Okay, bye.